Welcome back. Your summer vacation plans won't consist necessarily of overseas travels, but you can provide your family with a worldly experience through food at a park picnic.
Okay, gonna have to explain this.
Yeah.
And doing that is travel expert and editor of Travel and Style magazine, Jennifer Weatherhead Harrington. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning. How are you?
We're
well.
fantastic. How are you? All right.
Good,
so
good.
you've intrigued me. And where do we turn for the inspiration on how to do this?
So, I mean, when you think about it, when you travel, you bring back all these memories of food and drinks and that kind of thing. So it's an easy way to bring those destinations back into your own home. Even if it's a spot you haven't been, it's a nice way to try out something different. But I would say if you're looking to get inspiration on how to plan out the perfect themed picnic, whether that's a destination or any other theme, Pinterest is really, really great for that. You just search Paris picnic, Italian picnic, you're gonna get so many really great ideas. And that's kind of what I did for my inspiration here.
Okay. I'm already thinking engagement. If someone wants to get engaged, hello, this is great. But this is something you can do just with the family.
Jennifer, you're so right.
Yeah.
You're talking, and I did take a trip to Europe, and in Paris, I remember that patisserie, I remember that croissant, I remember the escargot that I tried, obviously, because snails, that's so unique.
Right.
And then, I still remember the London, the meals that you
Sure.
have
Yeah, it's all
really are
about food.
associated with
Yeah.
your travel. You
Yeah.
always remember that stuff. So we always think about the food because it's such a highlight of our trips.
It is. So, I mean, that's why you should try to bring that back here. I mean, we can't be going there right now, but that's not going to stop us from planning and daydreaming about where we have been and where we want to go. So, yeah, I would say just make sure that you're sourcing. You can get any of these things sort of at your local grocery store or specialty market, but look for things that come from that particular destination or that are really typical or unique to that destination. So whether that's perfectly French baked croissants, some macarons, some Italian almond cookies, there's lots of different ways that you can do that and just bring little things. I would say for a picnic, you want smaller finger foods as opposed to, bringing a pasta dish from Italy. They'll be a little bit tricky to eat, but lots of those little things. Cheese is also a great option if you want to make a cheese board. Find some, great cheese, whether that's from Spain or somewhere in Italy. Add in some great olives and some nuts.
Oh, man.
Also look at getting fruit too from those areas, and you can really feel like you're transporting yourself.
Well, and if you bring the kids along, this is a great educational experience for them too. You can teach them a little bit more about the culture of the area where the food you're eating.
Exactly. And I mean, if you think about sort of the typical things that we would have for a picnic, in America, they're not always the same things as what people would have in other destinations. So it is a really great educational piece for them as well. And I mean, the other thing I would say you need to add in is don't forget the drinks. I mean, if you're doing this in your backyard, you can definitely do some alcoholic drinks, some bubbly, some wine from that area, mix up some cocktails. There are even great wines that come in cans now that make it really easy to transport things around. And if you are doing this sort of in a park or in a public setting, you can always do some mixed drinks that are non-alcoholic to kind of help feel like you're in that destination.
So what if I'm not the world's best cook and some of this makes me a little bit nervous? Where can I turn to get some help with all that?
Yeah, so other than Pinterest, another really great way to get inspired about different foods from different areas is to do an online cooking course. So Airbnb has these really great experiences that you can sign up for where you can learn how to make homemade pasta with a nonna in Italy. You can learn how to make paella. You can learn how to make those French croissants yourself if you're so inclined to kind of try that out. That might be a little expensive and tricky, but you can always give it a try. And you can also include your friends in that group. So you can almost make it an exclusive group just for you and your friends, and it will help feel like you're transporting yourself there and then meet up for the picnic later. So it's kind of a cool way to tie everything in.
Now I'm hearing the music, though. Like, if you're going to set the mood, you got to get a playlist for this, right?
Yeah. So I recommend you definitely just search on Spotify. You can find so many great options there for traditional French or Italian or Spanish music. Bring a little speaker with you to the park or to your backyard so that way you can amplify it a bit. Or you can even just do it on your phone. But either way, just adding in, you wouldn't believe it, but adding in that one little extra element of the music can really take this to the next level and make you feel like you are sitting, on a hill in Tuscany or on the riverbank in Paris instead of in your local park.
See, already in my head, I got the white wine, I've got the charcuterie, I hear the mandolin working.
Yeah, you could have so much fun with this. I do love this idea. You could go a couple times a month. You could travel around the world without leaving your backyard or just going to the local park. I love this. Hey, if we want to follow you for more ideas, where do we go about doing that?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's at Jen Weatherhead. It's 2 N's. And my website is travelandstyle.ca.
Travel through your tummy. Thanks so much for the time,
Yeah,
Jen.
absolutely.